So, good morning, sir. I'm the Cadet Class Kunya Carlo, and I'm here now to discuss or to explain the anti-healing system. So, first, let me read the meaning of the anti-healing system. So, the anti-healing system of a ship is automatically detects the healing angle of the ship and compensates at the same. So this allows the vessel to have a continuous loading and unloading cargo operation without stopping in between for last correction. This saves considerable amounts time on the port. So I will show you a draw, or I will explain it what is anti-healing system. So I will show you or explain what is the anti-healing system. So if this is your ship, this is your ship, then you carrying cargamento, you carrying like example containers, containers. So this, if you carrying containers, for example, you put first the starboard side. This is your containers. So you expect that your ships will list. So you muli siya mo takili sa starboard side. Siyempre kay wala pa man dire niya, wala pa na kargahig containers ang pikas dire pa ka starboard side. So you expect nga mo takilid yun imong kanang barko. So in this case, the anti-healing system will help this. So the anti-healing system automatically nang mo kuan ba nang like mo error ana ba mo they have a sign nga imong barko nagtakilid na. So the purpose of anti-healing system is kanang imong barko nga mo kuan mo stable sa imong barko, and in this case the anti-healing pump also will use the anti-healing pump and the anti-healing system. So the anti-healing pump, so this is your seawater here, seawater, dagat ni dire dagat, then nilis sa starboard side. So by the help of the anti-healing system and the anti-healing pump, so ang katong anti-healing pump mo kuha to siya og tubig sa dire sa seawater. So musuyop siya dire, butangan nimo dire sa port side para your ship will stable. Kay kung di nimo butangan nagkarga pa gani ka og kargamento aga kalarga imong ship wala natuwad na dire kilid ayab mo na wag tang na batay wala kay kuan sa ship. So by the help of the anti-healing pump, your ships will be stable in the stable condition. So moana, so and then ni stable na, so kargahan na pud nimo dire kargamento container ship. So ana kuha na to nimong ano mo nimo kuan area, then like dire na sagka. So the same procedure gyapon guys. So mao na the purpose of anti-healing system and the anti-healing pump. So thank you. So in my explanation earlier, i-show ko na yung explanation. The anti-healing system and the anti-healing pump is very important to us as we onboarding ships someday. When kaya, so very important ni siya guys, kay mao ni mutabang na to nga atong barko dili mo tuwad, dili mo capsize, di mo. So especially when you are carrying containers or kanang nagkuha na kag kargamento, imong nabot na ka sa imong biyahean nga imo na sang tanggalon. So very important the anti-healing system and the anti-healing pump. So this will save as your ships will be stable in the condition. So that is that is my discussion, and thank you for listening. I hope you have a learning, you have a little bit learning for my discussion, and thank you mga cadets, and keep safe always. Thank you.
Good day, I am the Cadet Javier Dave M, and I am here to discuss about the ballast system. Now, the ballast system is arranged to ensure that water can be drawn from any tank or the sea and discharged to any other tank or the sea C as required to trim the vessel. Combined or separate mains for suction and discharge may be provided, where tank or cargo space can be used for ballast or dry cargo. Either a ballast or bilge connection will be required. The system must therefore arrange so that only the appropriate pipeline is in service. The other must be securely blank or closed off, where tanks are arranged for either oil or ballast. A change chest must be fitted in the pipeline so that the ballast main or the oil transfer main is connected to that tank. Now, container ships are case in point with container stack perhaps 6 high. Now, they cannot leave port until the ballasting is correct. This means that the ballast pumps have to move impressive amounts of seawater if the operator says the ballast tanks have to be filled and emptied in a certain time. It is possible to look at the simplistically and divided their volume by the time to calculate the rate. However, as the tank empties, the head will reduce, and so will the effective flow rate. This in turn means the safety margin built by the pump manufacturer is reduced, and friction losses in the pipework can take the flow out of specification. A priming system with an adequate air handling capacity is another important need. Now, the pumping or priming system not only has to contented with the depth of the tanks in the double bottom, but also with the height of the pump above the tank top. Air ejectors have limited capacity, so for the larger pumps, separate motor-driven pumps are usually required.
Ballasting operation. Ballast water is carried on board vessels in order to maintain safe operating conditions during a specific voyage or portion of voyage. Proper ballasting in terms of the amount and distribution of water taken aboard perform the following functions. Number 1, reduces stresses on the ship's hull. Number 2, ensures transverse stability. Number 3, controls the propeller's submergence, which aids propulsion. Number 4, improves maneuverability by submerging the rudder and reducing exposed hull surface, freeboard, or windage. And lastly, compensates for the weight lost as a result of fuel and water consumption. Ballast condition, including when and how much water is loaded, determined by ship's offices. It is determined on basis of the specific vessel's operating needs and national and international requirements for proper vessel trim and stability at sea.
Deballasting operation. Deballasting is an operation which involves emptying out the contents of ballast tank, i.e., a reservoir that can be filled or partially filled with water to load down or lighten a vessel to improve her stability and trim. Empty fuel tanks or an oil tank or crude oil tanks constitute natural ballasts. National and international requirements for proper maintenance of the trim and stability of the vessel at sea. The master of the ship is responsible for ensuring that all ballasting operations are executed in a safe manner, commensurate with prevailing conditions. The complete process of docking in sea water to dedicate ballast water tanks while cargo discharge is known as ballasting. High capacity centrifugal pump in form of ballast pumps are used for the process. Water is discharged to the tanks after taking suction from the sea chest via a suction strainer. The ballasting removes some of the ship's weight to lighten her, thus counterbalancing the added cargo weight. You can see this happen on some ships in port pumping out water from their seaside. They are most likely engaged in the ballasting operation. Ballasting usually happens during discharging operation.
Good day, this is Decadet Lapinia Miljan and I am to discuss about the water ballast system. Water ballast system consists of three main parts: the ballast tanks, the piping system, and the high capacity ballast pumps. So ballast tanks are segregated of each other and connected by pipes and valves. They are only meant to carry ballast water and nothing else. Next is the piping system. Connects the tanks, the ballast pumps, and other peripherals. You can choose which tanks you want to pump water in or out by opening the valves. Next is the ballast pumps, are the heart of the system, and they are also usually two of them, which are designed to catch up the maximum rate of cargo operation. Other components of equal importance are the sea chest, ballast tripping ejector, and various sensors and alarms used to monitor the ballasting and deballasting operation. Ballast water treatment system. So invasive aquatic species in ships ballast water is one of the biggest problems faced by the shipping industry. So there are number of factors are taken into account for choosing a ballast water treatment system for a ship. Some of the main factors taken into consideration are effectiveness on ballast water organisms, environment friendliness, safety of the crew, cost effectiveness, ease of installation and operation, space availability on board. The main types of ballast water treatment technologies available in the market are filtration system, using of filters, chemical disinfection or oxidizing and non-oxidizing biocides, ultraviolet treatment, deoxygenation treatment, heat or thermal treatment, acoustic or cavitation treatment, electric pulse or pulse plasma systems, magnetic field treatment, and a typical ballast water system on board ships are two or more technologies together to ensure that the treated ballast waters is of IMO standards.